Oh boy, let's talk about it, everybody. Let's talk about it. Wow, wow, wow. Let's talk about it. What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Leo, and welcome to the bird section. Oh, bust it. So look, y'all, I'm up here watching the game. I honestly had no intentions on going live because I was up here watching the game. And then I'm looking at these commercials and I'm seeing all these YouTube content creators. First person I think of is my man Mark Holmes. So I call him up, it goes straight to voicemail. I look, I was like, oh, wait a minute. The game is on. He might be live. I go check, he's live. Now, because of the delay, you know what I'm saying? When I finally thought about when the idea came that he might be live, and I actually went on his page, the because of the delay, I was catching his reaction to my phone call. And I mean, he was going off, right? So shoot him a text, which he probably hasn't seen yet by now. Answer the phone. I'm not trying to troll. I said, fuck it. I'll call him again. He picks up with me on the live. And I'm like, Mark, are you looking at these commercials? Are you noticing something? And he says to me, yeah, the content creators. I was like, were you approached? Blah, 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 blah. I'm on some other shit, right? What I didn't realize, and listen, y'all, if you haven't already, please hit the like button or subscribe. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know. I didn't know, so I'm like, Mark, were you approached? Blah, blah, blah. I'm on some friend shit. You know what I'm saying? Mark is mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? And before I know it, and I'm like, Mark, I said something like, yo, they got your merchandise, in stores and stuff like that. He's like, I don't have the money to fight them. Blah 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 blah. I want to talk about that. Besides, if last night was a tune up, then you're driving a hoopty, brother, and hung up on me. And I was like, what? Yesterday, bruh, what are you doing? Mark, what in the hell are you doing? Yesterday, bro, you know what I'm saying? You have talked ad nauseum about last night. You know what I'm saying? It's over. It's been 24 hours now. You know what I'm saying? Well, not 24 hours, but close to. It's been 22 hours since the game started. It's over. You're in week two. I'm in week two. We're in week two. Don't you got to be getting ready for the Giants next week? No, who you got next week? You got somebody next week. No, the Giants. Yeah, don't that's your next game. We got like we're on a 10-day mini buy. You know, it's over. That game is long gone. Who cares? Who cares about that? Okay, seriously, who cares? Why do you care? Okay, like you should not be caring. You're on you're 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 in the you're on week two, bro. It's week two for you. So I guess I'm just not understanding. Hold on. Oh, hold on, y'all. Okay. Let's see what I was messing up at. Okay. So anywho, you know, am I not? Where am I live at? Okay. Man. Anywho, so Mark is upset. He is really in his feelings. I think, my tune-up comment really struck a chord with him, you know. And here's the thing, I don't care about his feelings. I really don't. Okay. I'm not here to I most certainly am not here to make Mark Holmes feel better. Okay, I really am not. I could care less. Okay, I seriously could care less. What Mark is, how Mark is feeling. It's not that I could care less. It's just, again, heavy is the head that wears the crown. That's what this is. And I got to deal with this now. It wasn't the smashing that I predicted it would be, but at the end of the day, a W is a W, and that's all I care about. We care about the W's. If if you want to concentrate on the what could have happened, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, and all that stuff, that's your prerogative, and you have more than the right to do that. That's your thing. But we're on the week 2, Mark. Okay, come on, man. Come on. We're week 2. All right. As a matter of fact, the guys that we're playing next week, I have on TV right now. I'm watching the Chiefs. I'm scouting. I'm in my scouting mode. Okay. You're still talking about yesterday? Are you not are you last night? Are you not looking at the Giants? You don't have nothing to say about the Giants? I mean, when do you turn the page? This is, and that's why I said before, you guys, your way of thinking is you're trapped by the technology of this time and the thinking of another time. You know what I'm saying? That winning mentality that y'all have is from the late 1900s. The fact that you're taking comfort in not being embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? You can get less than a damn whether you won. You just care whether you won or lost. You just didn't want to be embarrassed. Okay. That's that loser mentality. You know what I'm saying? That it's, again, like I've been trying to tell you, you really don't know what it's like to be a winner in the modern era. You know what I'm saying? In the modern era, it's a whole different way of thinking. So what's goody? What up, Kev? How you doing, man? All the Cowboy fans still salty. Just take the L. Move on next week. That's what Kev. That's what I'm out here trying to tell them. Uh, little G Griffin says, I'm a big fan of Eagles season. Better Eagles kicks Chiefs butts. Hey, I think we'll get one. Walker Wade. Oh boy. Let me see what he has to say. Y'all won, Leo. We gave y'all the game. It is. Wait a minute. Week 1. We outplayed y'all, but we took the L. Um, okay. Okay, normally the ones that get outplayed are the ones who win the game, but okay. Uh Victor Jimenez. Jalen Carter should have had respect for Dak. Victor, I'll say this. You know, I think what Jalen Carter did was unacceptable. I think he deserves to be fined. I think he deserved to be kicked out of the game. Um, personally, I don't care what Dak did. I don't care. There is no Dak part. I only worry about what you did, Jalen, what he did. You know what I'm saying? If Dak spit on you or spit towards you, then fuck him up during the game. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. So there's a reason why. But and that's about it. Now, anything a Cowboy fan wants to say to me about Jalen Carter beyond what I just said, I honestly have to, and again, I'm embarrassed that Jalen did that, but I can't take that kind of conversation from a Cowboy fan for but so long, especially when there's a movie out right now on Netflix where one of your most beloved Cowboys is snorting coke and fucking hookers and shit. Okay, like, so that whole morality thing or what have you, that's a conversation I think you should just be brief on and just know that whatever the consequences are, there'll be the consequences, and let's not have a long conversation about that. But again, like I said, I don't think I don't think that he should I don't think that he should not be punished. I think he should, get heavily fined. He's already gotten kicked out of a game. I don't think he should be suspended for any more games, but I think he should, his penance to be, something. So, um, Mark Mark has a point though, Victor Jimenez. Mark has a point though. What's his point, Victor? Dumbest fan base in NFL. What you puffing on, homie? I am. What am I? What am I puffing on? I think it's SFVOG. I'm not sure. Yeah. Uh, Dallas has moral victories. Cowboys. Yup, Bruce. That's you know what I'm saying. Yup. Yeah, the late 1900s. Uh, I respect NoHo. Retro games. Cowboys laugh my ass off. CZ, what up? What up, bro? What's good, chat? Ayo, champ. Drew, Mark went off on me. Okay, and I called him on some P shit. Drew, as of right now, our fan base is in week 2. Right now, we're scouting our we're scouting our next opponent that we're gonna see in the next 9 days. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City, not like I don't know. They looking just as suspect. They look suspect. They got to pull things together. Xavier Worthy went out with a shoulder injury. You know, the O line for the Chargers looks good. Mekhi Becton's not in the game. He's got a stomach bug. You know, they're going Mario Hampton, hand off to Mario Hampton in second quarter, 3:24. So yeah, it's still probably second and 11 if he didn't lose any yardage. But yeah, looking at what I see so far, you know, Kansas City hasn't been. Yeah, it is second and 11. Kansas City hasn't really been able to generate a good pass rush. You know, and Justin Herbert's been throwing. He's been making some really pretty throws. Scores 10-3 right now. Justin Herbert was under center. Now he moved back into the shotgun. Mario Hampton is to his left. You know, up, hikes the ball, drops back, throws. Got Ladd McConkey wide open. Wow. Wow. You know what I'm saying? A gain of 23 through the ball, threw it for a gain of 23. So, yeah. Juice, what, Bruce? Yeah, Marcus saw. Joe, walk away. They won by 4 points. Got to give Hurst credit. He did his thing. Walk away. Listen, if you guys, if whatever you need to tell yourself, that's fine. I'm not there anymore. I'm in week 2. My next opponent is on TV right now. You see where my focus is? How is it that your focus is on us when you're now in week 2? You, me, both our teams are now in week 2. My like come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know what I'm saying? I said the same thing. Drew, Casey ain't looking too hot either. So yeah. Mm. But it's their first game. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, last night was just a tune-up. It was a tune-up game, just like I said. We got a lot to fix. We got things, a lot of good on good, a lot of bad on good. You know what I'm saying? The good news is that it's fixable. What I really like to see is I really hope that Brandon Dickerson, those who need treatment, this little mini buy, they can use it to get that treatment, and let's get the coaching and fixing other things. I mean, listen, y'all. I know they said they're gonna take care of things in house, but y'all know Clint McDaniels ripped Jalen Carter a brand new asshole last night. You know he did. You know what I'm saying? You know he did. He chewed his ass up. You know what I'm saying? So much so them other cats was like, we good. You know what I'm saying? So, Leo, your health is ass. Wait, man. We walk away. Week 2 technically doesn't start till week 1 is over. Or the NFL, we still in week 1. And that's your problem, walk away, right there. That's part of your problem. There you go. Didn't thank you, Walker Wade. It didn't take long. Y'all, now everybody chat. Y'all see that right there? You see that? You see that? Look at Walker Way's comment right there. I'm gonna read it back to you. Week 2 technically doesn't start till week 1 is over. In the NFL, we still in week 1. Okay, big dog. Yup, and you stay your ass right there. Okay? In the meantime, we're in week 2 as it stands, as far as this team is concerned. Okay? Our next opponent is on TV right now. You know what I'm saying? So we getting filmed right now. We're preparing right now. This ain't no, like y'all, like, obviously it is going to be very difficult. If you still talking to me about that game last night, while my opponent is still on, we are clearly breathing a very different air. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? And that whole mentality you got, y'all see that. It didn't take long for Walker to prove me right. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Black, Jalen Carter is a clown. See, yeah, exactly. I'm oh, I'm not Marcus. I said my piece. You might have to rewind to get what I had to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'll end it, like, I'll give you the tail end of it all. The tail end of it all is, regardless, you know what I'm saying? Um, beyond what I've already said about Jalen Carter, I'm not about to have a conversation with a Dallas Cowboy fan about morality and respect and all that stuff. Not as long as there's a Netflix movie out there with your most beloved wide receiver from the late 1900s, you know what I'm saying, snorting coke and fucking hookers, okay? You know what I'm saying? Y'all had that type of stuff going on, and he wasn't the only one doing stuff, all right? There you have it. That's all I'm gonna say. I take what you have to say with a grain of salt. They might be butthurt, but I'm not. Hey, hopefully he can get it together and not go out like that. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? And if he and listen, if he is, they'll just get rid of his ass. No one above the program. Period. No one above the team. No one. Not even Jalen Carter. You know what I'm saying? We can make a nice little package deal for him if we had to. You see, they move quickly from Carson Wentz. If they'll move on from Carson Wentz, you think they ain't gonna move on from him? Mm. He could be the he could keep being a crash out all he want, but eventually he won't be crashing out on this team. True. Exactly. Jalen Carter is a Boy Scout compared to the White House Dallas had in the 90s. Exactly. Cowboys preparing for the Giants in the weeds. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. It sound like the Cowboys are still stuck on last night. The moral victory. That's what y'all hanging y'all hat on. Man, we didn't get embarrassed. That's all y'all were hoping for. The most you were hoping for was not to get embarrassed. That's it. So you wasn't embarrassed. Okay. And there's people, I heard people inside Mark's living room talking about they going to the playoffs. Really? Let me say this to you, right? And I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. All right, let's simplify this shit. All right, Mark. All right, Dallas Cowboy fan base. This is Leo keeping it real funky in a buck. All right, we spotted you our best defensive player, Jalen Carter. Okay, we spotted you our passing game. You know what I'm saying? AJ was only targeted once. Devontae was only targeted 3 times. Only ones who had the most yards was Jahan, and he only got targeted once or a couple times. We spotted you the run game. You took the run game away. You know what I'm saying? Saquon only had 60 yards and a tutty. You know, we gave you we spotted y'all a extra long, extra halftime, an hour long halftime. Okay. So even in the middle of the third quarter, when they stopped play or towards the end of the third quarter, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still had an hour to prepare for what was going to happen when we went back out there, and the best you could come up with is 20 points. You know what I'm saying? There's so many self-inflicted wounds. We even spotted y'all some questionable referee calls, but we'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? And the best you can come up with is 20 points. No wonder you guys the only thing y'all ever wanted to do was just make sure you were not embarrassed. That's it. So stop. the whole you driving a hoopty thing. I told you, tune-up game. I said tune-up game. Last night was the first time we seen all our ones except for Jalen Carter. I was very disappointed I didn't get to see Jalen Carter go against Tyler Booker. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what my defense looked like on game one, when no one expected to lose Jalen Carter like the way we did, you know what I'm saying? And look at how they played for a week for our first game. Okay, lot to fix. You know what I'm saying? But still fixable, and we in the mini buy. So if you want to be stuck in, you see how y'all see the chat, right? Y'all see Walker Wade talking about week two doesn't technically begin. All right, you keep being that way. Retro says we are good enough to make it to the playoffs as maybe a 7 seed at least. To say that couldn't happen is not an unrealistic statement. We'll see at the end of the season. Prove me wrong. Cowboy fans are the funniest fans out there. Yes, they are. We took your passing game away, Leo. No, we spotted you the passing game. You didn't take it away. Something's up. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. All right, something's up. And it had nothing to do with it's not like I'm saying that Diggs and Bland, I think, are what were had AJ and Devontae locked up. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they were targeted as such as they were not targeted is something else is up and it had nothing to do with y'all. Miles Sanders sold. Oh wow. Oh, now it's you spotted. Okay. Then I can't wait till the next game when we play you in Dallas when Jalen Carter gets to go up against our boy Booker. Yeah, I can't wait either. The Eagles were holding all night, and so were you guys. Yeah, you spotted us at halftime. Gee, who knew the Eagles could control nature? Wow, it's true. You have the most powerful franchise. That's what happens when you have Dracula, your head coach. Yes, we can play with the weather. I want you to think that. Yes, we did. Yeah. Diggs and Bland, shut out y'all receivers. Shut y'all receivers down. Hey, again, the moral victories. They shut our receivers down so much so that y'all still lost. Right. See, not think we're clearly in two different universes. Too early to tell for playoffs, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Facts, Marcus. AJ Brown had one catch for 5 yards. They couldn't get open. Right, Marcus. Whatever you need to tell yourself, bro. Whatever you need to tell yourself. Okay. Let's take a look at these. You know, still not ready yet. Okay, so I can't. I don't have. I don't have it in me. I really don't. I don't have it in me. Okay, I just can't bring myself to pull this stuff up and then try to entertain. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Let's hook your boy up. Hit the like and subscribe button. It's like they say. That's the tip. That's the tip for people like us. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you, all right, I thank you, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, let's get them likes up. Y'all know I need this stuff. I got to get these views in. I got to get these subs up. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. So it is what it is, y'all. Look, I'm gonna shut it down because I was actually trying to watch the film here to check on my team, see who my team has to play next. But yeah, I don't think that first of all, with all the self-inflicted wounds and the miscues and stuff like that, you know, um, got to go with Bennett. Yeah, yeah, Jacorian Bennett. Yeah, over Adoree. Yeah, that's fine. But again, all fixable. It's week 2 for the Philadelphia Eagles. According to Walker Wade, you guys are still in week 1. So with that being said, we definitely have different mindsets. And again, that's that late 1900s mentality, and recipe for a Super Bowl, which if you want to know how that works out or what have you, you can see the success rate of that when you go on to Netflix and look at the Gambler and his Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? That whole mindset, that's what that produces, okay? All right, y'all. With that, I'm gonna end the stream, and then hey, don't forget tap in with your boy. Come on back to the bird section because all are welcome. All right. Oh, peace.